Is the gay panic defense, and it's also being used right now in a San Francisco murder trial where 3 men are accused of killing a transgender teenager. Legal experts say it rarely works in getting the defendant found innocent, but it is very successful in getting reduced punishments.
I always try to protect them, and as any good mom, I think, would do. We always want to protect our children from harm. I only wish I could have been there that night, so that I could have protected him. Because I loved him with all of my heart.
Lita joined into this mix on a regular basis and began having sexual relations with various of the men, including Michael, until one evening it was discovered that Lita was a biological male, not a female, and everyone went crazy, if you will.
This is something that should not have happened. This is something that should never happen again.
Some or all of the defendants began to beat her, to slap her, to punch her.
And when Michael looked at him and said, but Jason, she's a man, or words to that effect, he was dumbfounded.
That night, Gwen and I's conversation when Gwen came out, and we talked about losing Eddie, because we did. We lost Eddie, and we gained Gwen.
He's a strong male, an athlete, you know, a football player, hero in high school, and he's there sobbing for the most of the time, and sobbing, you know, like, I'm not gay, I'm not gay.
Oh my goodness. That's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I pulled him in the room and I said, I gotta tell you guys something. And what's wrong, Mom? I said, at that point I would say Eddie, I didn't say Gwen. So I said, they killed Eddie. He's dead. And they started crying hysterically. Brandon ran out of the room. And Michael just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. I've never seen my children cry so much.
Michael was out of his mind. I don't mean it in a legal insanity. He was mindless. His eyes were like a zombie.
These men seated at these tables made a conscious decision, and what that decision was that Eddie Araujo, the victim in this case, needed to die.
I don't agree that this was a deception, because Gwen was being true to herself. Gwen was Gwen.
I will now declare a mistrial and discharge the jury for further service in this case.
I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I felt this whole weight just come down on me. If you really look at it, I wasn't there. My mind wasn't. My body was physically there, but you know, I just wanted to leave so badly because I felt like I was just going to faint right there in front of all of the reporters.
When they read the one on Madison, I was just in shock. I was in total, utter shock.